Welcome to my channel, and this is unplanned fourth part of my all winter colored pictures. Usually when I finish to edit video where I said that I have demonstrated all my seasonal colored pictures, I realize that I forgot a couple of very nice books. I had the same issue with autumn pictures when I forgot to demonstrate a lot of books, and when I finished to edit the third part, I realized that I totally forgot about Clara Markova and about Magical Christmas by Mary Lizzie Cullen. And for a long time, Lizzie Cullen's book was my main one and only book for the whole winter season. But let's start from Clara Markova. Maybe I hadn't colored a lot of winter pictures here, but still I love what I got here. Usually they are very festive looking here, they are very detailed, and you can find on one page everything you can connect to the winter season. A lot of sweets, starting from lollipops to cookies, gingerbread men, gingerbread houses, and many other things like those berries which I always love to color. So that's first of my finished winter Christmas pictures, and I tried to turn this snow into something like marshmallow, so everything is edible and sweet on this page. And another one, I think that it was a mix of polychromoses and Prismacolors, but mostly polychromoses because I love them a little bit more on this paper. But of course for this pastel marshmallows I used Prismacolors, and for the snow also. Most of all, I love the gingerbread houses. I enjoyed doing their roofs. Usually I don't add a lot of those dots, but here I think that such decoration it added like a little bit of sugar dots, sugar beads, so I added them everywhere, and I do love this cookie. I think that it looks quite yummy, and the whole building with lollipops. I also have here one picture which I colored twice. It was this gingerbread man. I had to do it because I forgot to press button on my camera, so I did one. Then I realized that I actually forgot to make video, and I did the second one. Now I started to appreciate that we have repeated pictures here. And another one which I have here is this picture. I think that it was my first in this book because I received this one as an early Christmas present, so I did this picture because of the beautiful mug with cocoa probably, or maybe it's hot chocolate, cocoa, coffee, whatever you like to drink, but with cinnamon and with a lot of nice baked goods around. I totally forgot that for this chest you can add lid, cutting it from the end of the book. I don't know if I want to do it because somehow I'm not a big fan of cutting something from the book, even it was supposed to do so. But maybe I can do it because, well, maybe later after I do those closest pictures, because something glued to the page it can prevent from doing first pictures. But maybe later I will add that lid. When I was a child, I really loved those books where you can interact, so open something to find some hidden elements. So maybe I will do it here also. I was afraid here that this very cute angel, snow angel probably, was lost because it had her coat had similar colors to the coat colors which I selected for the mug, and mug I colored first. But then I think that everything looked more or less well balanced considering how busy is this page, as all pictures by Clara Markova. So I think that this year I will try to do something. I haven't decided yet which one, but I'm thinking about this a very cozy room because I love to color fireplaces. Here I want to color this Christmas tree, so maybe this will be my choice for this year. And now Lizzie Mary Cullen and her magical Christmas. As I said, for several years it was my one and only Christmas book, so let's have a look what I managed to color here. The sad thing is that now I don't feel very inspired to color here. I'm much more attracted to Teresa Goodrich books, or I want to do seasonal pictures in Apple or other books, in book about cats. And maybe that's because now I tend to use more of my regular pencils. I think that my skills with Inktense, they are so rusted that I won't manage to do anything. When I look at these pictures, I feel happy and I love them. I simply don't think that I can reproduce something similar. You can see that on this unfinished page, I think that I started it last year, but still I didn't feel happy. I started to guess, do I need to add more shading? Now I don't color in such a way, I do more intense contrast. I wasn't happy with blending, so I started to question myself and I didn't enjoy the process. So I decided to abandon it, and I don't know how I feel about this book for this Christmas because it has a lot of gorgeous pictures. I always wanted to do this Santa over Amsterdam, but I'm not sure that I will manage to do it on the decent level. And you know, last year somehow I got impression that some of the pictures started to look like a little bit more pale. I think that I was wrong. Maybe it was not a good day for me, because now when I look at them, I think that Inktense pigment still is quite bright, and pictures they look really, really festive, so nothing bad happened. When I look at this, I can't imagine that I managed to color all of this, because I would say that it requires such amount of time and efforts. I think that this definitely is one of my favorites and I wouldn't be able to repeat it now. I'm not sure why I have this red stars. It's definitely like they changed color. Very strange looking. Maybe the problem is that mostly I have here these simplified pictures or very busy pictures like this one, which is actually quite nice because it's Christmas in Sydney, but I don't know if I have enough patience to do such a background. Previously I enjoyed doing such backgrounds, it's like resolving small puzzles, but now not so much. Here I definitely feel that something went wrong with my black background. It's actually dark indigo and it started to look a little bit faded. This one I did with neon colors together with Inktense when I realized that I absolutely have no patience to do such a huge spread background with pencils, but at that moment I already had Inktense, so I started to use them together with neon colors together with Inktense. Many pictures here I did because of the Kolorowanka in Facebook group, and it was helpful. But now when I think about limited free time which I usually have in December, I feel that maybe I'm still more inclined to color in Teresa Goodrich, especially her Christmas charm, which I absolutely love, and I never have enough time to do all pictures here. But at least I enjoy looking at this one. I spent many happy hours doing this one, And when I colored regularly, I felt quite confident in my coloring skills with Inktense, and I remembered my favorite pencil combos, beautiful combos which you can blend, you can create nice gradients. I think that now I forgot everything. So maybe not in this book, but in some other book I need to return to Inktense pencils and to start learning them once again. On the pictures where I didn't know what to do with the background, I experimented with some silver pens, trying to make them more festive. Here I added some tricks from scrapbooking kits, adding those snowflakes with stamps. They are glossy like real snow. And that was one of the longest coloring, because here we have the whole Nutcracker ballet with all the characters, and I remember that it was so confusing what to do with the background in order to attract more attention to the characters on the page. Here colors started to look a little bit more faded. Maybe because I used bigger amount of water and lesser amount of pigment, I don't know. But some of the pictures, they still look bright and intense. This one also was quite a long one, but more easy, because here it's easier to select main characters, especially Queen Elizabeth. And it was fun to color her festive table and beautiful dresses. I can't imagine how I managed to do all those spreads. I always was up to a challenge, and that's another one where I started to color. Somehow I wasn't happy how Inktense worked here, where I applied 2 shades of blue, lighter and darker. Darker somehow created those white stains. I wasn't happy with this shading. I also didn't like how brown colors, ochre, burnt ochre, worked here on the gingerbread people, so I abandoned it. I remember how much fun was to do this road, which I imagined like it was made from lollipops. This was one of the most popular videos on my channel when I published my color along for this page. It was so many years ago, but I still have a lot of sweet memories. And I guess that it was one of my last finished pictures here, and here I definitely started to use mix of regular pencils, because definitely regular pencils for those leaves, and maybe for the berries and beads also, and together with Inktense. Very pleasant yellow color. So here intensity isn't lost. Here I remember that I absolutely loved this frozen wreath around the heart, but I think that I totally messed up when I selected color for the heart. It's so not matching tender and pastel colors of the wreath. I was really very disappointed. I don't know why I selected such colors. This one looks quite elegant and delicate, especially those lilies, and this is so primitive. This one is nice. I remember that again I used my favorite trick, background in cold colors, and this very bright and festive ribbon with rims from the song, so it played quite well together with those bright candles. I do love this color combo when you have in intense dark blue or dark violet background, and then something in golden orange colors. They always work well together, and I do love these angels in her books. They are always adorable. So that was a very short fourth and final part, and all my next colorings, they will be in December. I think that I already feel that I can do something with snow, with snowflakes. I started to feel Christmas feeling, and it's a good thing.